podcast number 19 for Early Intermediate, Lightspeed Spanish. And this podcast is about false friends. I knew what it was, I was just playing for time. About false friends, okay? So what are false friends? Well, before that, we better say hello. Hola, Cintia.
Hola, Gordon.
¿Qué tal?
Muy bien. ¿Cómo estás tú?
Estoy muy bien, gracias. Me he tomado un café.
Sí, un café fuerte.
Fuerte, café.
Café.
Y sí, estoy bien.
¿Estás nervioso?
No muy nervioso, pero un poco. Okay, false friends. What are false friends? Cynthia?
Well, I think we all have one somewhere.
Yeah, people who say that to friends and then do terrible things behind your back. But Spanish false friends, go on.
Well, a false friend is a word in Spanish or in English that looks like another word in Spanish or English but doesn't mean the same.
Okay, so it's important to bear in mind that lots of English words come from Latin, and obviously the majority of Spanish words come from Latin. So we have a lot of words that basically have the same structure, but there's sometimes very subtle differences. Now let's deal with some verbs first. I think we've got a few important verbs. The verb realizar, okay? Realizar. Now, when you look at it, it looks like what in English?
Realize.
Realize, okay? But it doesn't mean to realize as in, oh, I've just realized that I'm here, yeah? Okay? Realizar really means to, it's kind
accomplish
of, to accomplish it, to achieve something.
To achieve something.
Yeah. When you want to say realize, to actually say I've realized something, there's a verb, a very specific verb that you use, which is
darse cuenta.
Darse cuenta.
This verb is reflexive.
Yeah. So
you would say, sorry.
Go on,
so
go on.
If I realize something, I would say me doy cuenta. So you just conjugate the verb dar,
yeah,
like usual, and also the pronoun.
So me doy cuenta.
Me doy cuenta.
I realize. Now that verb tends to follow with what? You say I realize that.
Me doy cuenta de.
Okay, so realizar is to achieve or accomplish something. Okay, next verb we've got asistir. Okay, asistir. First thing that you would imagine is to help, to assist. No. Asistir means?
Asistir means to attend.
Okay, for example, asistir a una clase.
Asistir a una reunión.
Okay, so literally to attend something. And you'll notice that asistir is followed by a. Okay, the preposition a.
Like ir. Ir a, asistir a.
Okay, so
then to assist.
To assist somebody would be to ayudar.
Ayudar.
Ayudar. Okay, so
we've got to attend, which is not atender.
Atender.
Either.
Okay, so we've got the Spanish verb atender, which means?
To assist as well, no? Like in a shop.
So there's a bit of confusion for you. So asistir in Spanish means to attend. Atender means to assist.
For example, atender las necesidades de alguien. Or if you go to a shop, they can. What's the usual question that they say? Are you being served? Oh, okay, being served. So they would ask you, ¿ya le atienden?
Okay, so that's interesting, isn't it? All right, so there we are. Then we've got, this is a great one. This is really funny, this one. Constiparse. Okay? Constiparse. Now, you might imagine that it is linked with the word constipated, and probably somewhere in the very distant past it was. But now in Spanish, constiparse means to what?
To have a cold.
Yeah. So, just a little story. When I first met Cynthia, the very first week, I wasn't aware of this, and for me it was a false friend. And
I wasn't aware of constipated either in English.
Okay, so Cynthia said to me, estoy constipada. Okay, and I'd only known her for like 2 days, and I thought, well, she's very familiar, isn't she? She's, keeping me updated with
my movements.
With her movements. But what she meant was, I've got a cold. So I never said anything. I just said, oh. And Cynthia didn't realise. And it wasn't until much later when I said to her, fancy telling me that you were, when I realised that constiparse meant cold, I told her what I thought. Okay, so that's a funny one. So if you are constipated, what's the verb for that?
That's estar estreñido.
Estreñido. Okay, so very different. Next one, another interesting one. Molestarse. Or molestar. Molestar, mejor, no? Molestar. Now we have a word, molest, which is very, very, it's quite a strong word. Molestar in Spanish doesn't mean to be molested.
Well, it's to bother.
Yeah.
You can be you're bothered when you're molested, so kind of.
Yeah, well, yes, but to an extreme degree, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't run to the police station and say, I'm sorry, somebody's just bothered me. No. Somebody's molested me. Okay, so, and this verb tends to be used like gustar.
Yes.
So you tend to say, me molesta, yeah? Me molesta el fútbol. Football bothers me, yeah? So it hasn't got anything to do with being molested. A very similar verb on the same lines is acostar, acostarse, okay? To get accosted. And that acostarse means to go to bed, just to go to bed. It doesn't mean to get accosted, but it's a good way of remembering it. Get accosted on the way to bed.
Never heard accosted. Well, there you are, learn something new.
Next verb.
Okay, we've got pretender.
Pretender. Does that mean to pretend?
No, it doesn't mean to pretend. It's like try.
To try. Yeah.
For example, if I say, ¿qué pretendes decir? What are you trying to say, or what are you trying to imply? But it's not to pretend.
To pretend. The verb to pretend is actually
fingir.
Fingir. Okay.
Recordar.
Now, recordar isn't to record. Okay. It's to.
Recordar is to remember. Would you record something in your head?
I suppose so. It's a nice way of remembering it, that you've got it recorded in your mind. And it's slightly irregular, that verb, so when you say I remember, it's
recuerdo.
Okay, so to actually to record something is
grabar.
Grabar, you grab the sound. Okay, grabar. All right.
Remover.
Is that to remove then?
No, it's not to remove. Remover is to stir.
Okay, that action, to stir around.
Or it doesn't need to be when you cook. It could be like if I can't find something in my handbag, and then I put my hand and I shuffle things around.
Yeah.
Estoy removiendo.
Yeah. Or if you're just mixing anything, paint.
Yes.
Paint, for example.
Remover.
Yeah. Remover.
To remove would be quitar.
Quitar. To quit it from whatever it is that you want to take it out of. Quitar. Okay. So they're the verbs, and there are a few other words that are worth mentioning, aren't there?
Come on, you have to hurry up.
Okay, so éxito isn't an exit.
No.
Éxito is?
Success.
Success, okay.
Exit is salida.
Salida, yeah. And then crimen, okay, crimen, and it's a sort of a semi-false friend, because it doesn't mean crimes as in petty crimes.
No.
Crimen is?
Crimen, it's more like, we talked about this yesterday, it's like killing somebody,
murders,
like something, like a murder.
Quite strong.
That's a crime.
Crime, yeah. It isn't sort of petty crime, okay. And then we've got sensible, okay, which for us we would think, well, that means sensible, but it doesn't. It means
sensitive.
Sensitive.
Sensible.
Yeah. Yo soy muy sensible. And then the word for sensible is sensato. Okay? So sensible is sensitive. Nice one. Embarazada. No, estás embarazada.
Yeah. Estoy embarazada.
Doesn't mean that Cynthia's embarrassed. It means she's pregnant. And that's a very common one for people to say, oh, estoy embarazada. Men, estoy embarazada. Okay? I'm pregnant. Let's get some funny looks.
Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have some more, but I think we'll maybe fit them in a little bit later. Okay?
You talk so much.
I don't. Okay. So there are some important verbs for sure. The verbs that get mixed up. It's worthwhile having them in your head. Okay. Entonces.
Hasta luego, Gordon.
Hasta luego.
Adiós.
Nos vamos y nos vemos. Adiós.